Dr. Heather Brown here, and welcome back to my series on self-confidence. Today, the focus is going to be who and what are you listening to? A lot of our challenges with self-confidence come from just that fact. Who's talking to us? Whose message are we listening to? And where is it coming from? Now, a lot of times, people will say negative things, or people will have expectations of us that are just much too high or unreasonable. Or we will be listening to that self-critic inside our head telling us that we should be like this, or we're not as good as this, or we're not very smart, or what have you. So to raise your self-confidence, the first thing you got to ask yourself is, what are the messages that I'm hearing in my head? What are those things that I'm saying to myself? And where are they coming from? Did you hear them from a parent? Oftentimes you have. Or a teacher? Oftentimes you have. Or someone at school? Oftentimes you have. Most times, the talk that goes through our head is pretty critical, pretty negative. If you take a piece of paper out and write down all the thoughts you have about yourself during the day, I think you're going to be surprised at how harsh and cruel, sometimes just plain mean, you are to yourself. It's a little disappointing of an exercise, but when you do it, you start to see how horrible you can be with yourself and how harsh you are with yourself. And what I suggest doing then is coming back with an opposite. If my viewpoint is, I'm so fat, then a better response would be, I can choose to get in shape starting today. Or I can choose to eat healthy today. That's going to change the way I feel about myself. If my thought is, I'm an idiot because I don't know anything, once again, I can come back and say, I haven't studied this. I don't know anything. And I shouldn't know anything because I've never even read this book before. Or maybe I've been in the class for a really long time and it's tough for me. Then a better response would be to say, yeah, this is tough for you. And you're trying really, really hard. And I'm going to be proud of you simply because you're trying so hard. And we might need to get some help and some support in this, and I'm going to take care of you to do that. So whose voice is going on inside your head? And is it a helpful voice? Oftentimes it's not. But you can change that critical, negative, beat yourself up voice into one that's more like a cheerleader or a coach by recognizing you are where you are and then using the thought or the awareness of what you are speaking into yourself into a way to help yourself more so. And then that voice is beneficial. Try it again. You learned it didn't work this way. Okay, that's great knowledge to have. We just won't ever do it this way again because it wasn't the outcome we wanted. That feels very different than you're so stupid, you fail at everything. Why are you so horrible at this? So, homework. As much as you can in a day, write down the things that you hear yourself saying to yourself about yourself. Try to track whose voice it is, if you remember and if you know. And then give yourself an encouraging, supportive, honest, new voice to say. Practice that every single day, here on out for the rest of your life, and you will see that you will start to feel more confident, more capable, and you'll also just like living in your head and in your body and in your life a lot more. So who and what are you listening to? That choice is up to you. and you can change the messages that you tell yourself every single day. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Blessings.